Welcome to News with a View, hosted by me, John A. Costa. Today is April 10th, 2026. Thank you to all the viewers and my new viewers. I try to answer all my comments and emails. I appreciate everyone, no matter what position you take. If you take the time to send me a comment, I certainly respect that and will give you the time back in a response. You might not like my response, but it's going to be a thought out response. And even if a comment comes to me that is harsh or, insulting, I'm not going to insult that person back. It's not how I do things. I use facts. I try to be as non-biased as I can, but we all have biases. I'm a Republican. I'm a conservative. I'm a federalist. Democrats can be federalists too. Liberals can be federalists too. All right. In today's show, I'm going to be speaking about the waste of time some Democrats on the Hill are doing, and the sheer scope of the panic of the Democrats as we quickly get into midterm season. We'll, of course, speak about what's going on in the Middle East, Iran, where we stand, where Israel stands, where Iran stands on it. So it will be a quick show. I'm not going to do a lot today. It's a Friday. There's things I will talk about and just quickly go over. And if things pick up, of course, this evening, I would do a follow-up show if it's needed. All right, let's get into it. Democrats go to their failed playbook yet once again. Seems like Democratic House Representative from Connecticut, John Larson, is introducing articles of impeachment against President Trump. Waste of time, waste of effort. This seems to be the path that the Democrats have chosen. We attack the president. We attack him every which way we can, but we don't do our jobs. And this is turning some of their base against these Democrats. And Democrats, you can't afford to lose one voter. And you're losing at least between 6 and 10% of your core base moderates by your actions. So John Larson joins Al Green out of Texas, who failed in his attempt in 2025 to impeach the president. The Democrats on the Hill have no stomach to do this. They know it's very unpopular. And yet, no one in the DNC goes to these people and go, "You're not doing this." So if this is being done, it shows that the speaker of the minority speaker of the House, Jeffries, has absolutely no power over these people to say, hey, we're all upset, but this is not the course that we should take as a group here. Because all it's going to do when we take it to a vote, like we did with Al Green, 47 Democrats voted against it. And it just shows what a split there is inside the Democratic Party over this. But they're not listening. And there is no leadership. And this goes to show that Jeffries knows that they have nothing to bring to the table. There is nothing except this. And it shows what a waste of time and effort. Instead of talking about budgets, instead of talking about financial situations, speaking about fraud, speaking about what the president can and cannot do under the Constitution. I'm fine with that. They can debate that all they want. That's good. But doing this just shows the divide inside the Democratic Party. And again, it shows that moderate Democrats who go, come on, you're not impeaching him. Stop. It's not going to work. The Senate, even if it passed the House, the Senate's not going to do it. So it's a waste of time. It's a stunt. It's a political stunt. And moderate Democrats are looking at this and going, I can't support this. And if the Democrats start losing more and more of the moderate base, what chance do you think they have in 2026 or 2028? Of course, they'll win seats. That's, seats that are already there. But in some contested areas, they might lose seats. Because I guarantee you the GOP, as a national organization, is going to go into these areas and pump all this rhetoric. This is what they're wasting their time with. This is what this guy was doing. This is what, is happening. Or he's going to join the choir of wasting your time and not helping the people. Again, I think the Democrats are really off the rails here. And I said it in yesterday's show that they're just not bringing anything to the table that is credible. And the American voters are seeing this. The people that watch Jimmy Kimmel, the people that watch Stephen Colbert, are people you already have banked. You're not getting any more people than that. Those shows that go out there and, clap every time they say the F word against Trump or, anything against the administration and they yay. Those are already counted votes. Those aren't going to get you any more votes than you already have. You don't want to lose votes. And the moderates who aren't staying up till 1 a.m. watching these shows because they got work the next day, they're looking at this and going, it's a waste of time. We've been down this road before. It doesn't work. It's not good. And it just shows how divided we are. Democrats, you need to get your act together if you want to have a chance. Because as it stands now, you don't stand a chance. More of my... opinions. All right. 10 minutes on that. And there's more going on in the Democratic Party. There's just so much turmoil and infighting. You have Representative Summer Lee, look her up, who blames all the problems on rich white people. You have Sotomayor, Justice Sotomayor, who came out and said Justice Kavanaugh can't make a unbiased ruling because he went to prep school and his white parents were professionals. This is what's coming out. This is the Democrats. It's not a pretty picture, and it's not a pretty look. There's lots of white professional moderate Democrats out there that say, I'm not prejudiced. I'm not holding anyone down. I'm not holding anyone back. Who get offended by those type of comments. Why would they support financially your campaigns? Why would they give money to the DNC? And if you're a Democrat, why would you do that? Why would you give the people the rope that they're going to hang you with? And not only give them the rope, place it around your neck, tighten it up, and then voluntarily walk off the ledge. What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And my answer to someone like Representative Summer Lee is the reason people fail is either they don't have the skills or they think they have the skills, but there are better skilled people out there. And that is the truth. Are there racist people out there? Sure, you're one of them. You are one of them. Sotomayor is one of them. Sure, there's plenty of racism out there. Representative Summer Lee, look in a mirror, you'll see one. You'll see a racist there. You can't keep blaming slavery. It just will not hold water. You can say there was racism, and some of it still lingers around today. But in the last 60 years, that's 3 generations, folks. We've elected black politicians. We've elected a black president. We have black judges. We have black justices. You can't say that is still a problem. And, your ideas are, well, more white people have these jobs. Well, there's more of us. And there's more educated white people then. There's more people that finish high school. there's more people that don't have a criminal conviction by the number of population. So this idea is that it's all, a race problem. You could turn around and I can make the same claim the other way. But you have to look at the facts. And using facts is not racism. It's just using the facts. Hey, I would say this. Why are blacks failing in school? Why is their dropout rate so high? Why is their brush with the police so high? Actions have consequences. And it's that simple. All right. 15 minutes of that. Let's talk about what's going on in the Middle East. It's still confusing. We get our media and we get our news from the people that are in charge. So if they're going to give out information, that's what we get. We then can look at what the enemy puts out. Compare the two. There is a regime change in Iran. There's no doubt about that. We all have to give it time to work out, to see where it goes. The fruit, as I left a comment for a subscriber, was the fruit is still on the vine. We haven't picked it yet. We don't know if it's good or it's bad. We just know that there's fruit on that vine, with using it as a metaphor for the peace process. Very fragile. Part of the deal was that, all the fighting stops in the Middle East. But you had rocket attacks from Lebanon against Israel by Hezbollah, and Israel responded back. And they go, oh, you broke the peace. No. Iran, and this must also be a factor that Israel and the United States must also understand, is those groups in that Middle East were taking their orders from Iran. If you have decapitated that chain of command, and now you have these people acting on their own, yeah, you're going to have to take that has to be addressed and looked at. Is it Iran violating the terms, or is it these people now acting on their own because there is no more command structure left? So there has to be some time for Iran to, who's ever now the regime, to reach out to these people, or have the ability to reach out to these people and go, no, you got to stop. In the meantime, I believe that Israel has the right to protect itself until such time, and make it clear to Iran, we're not going to attack you, but the people that attack us, we will retaliate against them. And if you can make them stop, That would be a good thing. If you're unable to make them stop, then they have no affiliation with you, right? It's a whole different ball game now. It's going to take time. You will always have your diehards that will never give up. We saw that in Germany during World War II. Don't believe me? Look it up. Troops that refused to give up after a general order of surrender. We saw that with the Japanese. So when you fight like this and it's so ingrained into you, it's hard to stop. We must give it time. Now, Iran must make sure the strait stays open. I know they said we want to put a toll booth there. You can't put a toll there. That's international waters. You can't do that. And you could float the idea and go, we want to do it. Yeah, good luck to you. And if you try to attack any vessel. And the real reason oil is not moving through the strait right now, for the most part, is because these boats won't do it without insurance. And until the rates come down a bit, they can't afford to do it. That oil's already been purchased at a price. And with the idea of the costs involved in transporting it, they can't do it. They can't risk it, money-wise. Now, if we start escorting those ships through there, then we become the de facto insurance. And if we have assurances from the Iranian regime that they will not attack these ships, then at some point in time, we say we're going to withdraw out of the area, except for, a few vessels that we're allowed to have there anyway. We do not have to withdraw anything if we choose not to. As long as we're staying in international waters, we don't have to. Or we have permission from other states near you to sail into their waters unmolested. When Iran can get to that point, then, you start doing business as usual with them. And you could tell them in very simple and plain words, and I'm sure Trump has conveyed this, that we've hurt you pretty bad because you've been misbehaving. Okay, now we have a peace agreement. We're going to do this. The only way you're going to make money is by selling your oil. And we can stop you from selling that oil. Very simple. We just bomb the hell out of you. And it'll be 20 years before you're able to pump oil out of that country. Ask Libya. So we don't want to do that. That's not our intention. But that's certainly a plan B or plan C. But we must give it time. Iran has been the hub of terrorism. You have countries all throughout the world, even Islamic countries, who have said that they're a problem. We must give it time. And when you have the Democrats who are trying to undermine this all, just to hurt Trump, just to hurt the Republicans, who then are hurting America, That's not a wise choice to do. Excuse me. That is a foolish agenda to do. Because a defanged Iran, and I've said this before, can only help the next administration. And that could be blue or continue to be red. But either way, whatever administration comes along next, and Iran that it's not a major threat to the world, well, that could only be a good thing. So why would you try to derail that? Why would you try to stop that? Why would you say, hey, okay, this is the course that was taken. Now, let's make it to our best advantage. And the Democrats could cautiously support and say, hey, Iran was a threat. We were hoping negotiations could do it. This administration decided that they've had enough talking. And, Democrats could say there's never enough talking. We could have always talked. But since the bullet is out of the barrel already, this is what we need to do, and this is how we should be treating Iran after they have agreed to a peace treaty. Now, do I trust Iran? Nope. And could this have been a trap laid by Trump against Iran, where he goes, listen, I was on the verge of wiping them all out. Was he going to wipe them all out? We knew he wasn't going to wipe them all out. That was never the idea. But it got them to the table by a lot of military action. And if Iran now breaks it, could Trump not say, hey, I heard this side screaming at me. I heard that side screaming at me. Let's stop. Okay, this is how we can stop it. You must do this. You must stop this. You must agree to this. If you do that, we then agree to stop and agree to do this. And they negotiate that. And both sides look at each other, through a jaundiced eye. And when that is broken to the point where they go, they're not living up to their end. And Trump goes, I tried. I tried to be a peacemaker here. I tried to get them onto the right path here. They won't follow the path. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to bomb that path. I'm going to make a new path. And it's going to be my path. And if you don't stay on that path now, we're not going to have to worry about you going off the path ever again. So, we must look at it in that light too. That we could just be sitting back and waiting for them to try to do something, knowing they will because we know the animal. You hold a scorpion and it bites you, and they go, how could this have happened? Well, it was a scorpion. You know what they do. Let's see what happens. I think that Israel is kind of a loose cannon, and we got to make sure that they understand, our concerns, we must understand their concerns. Iran must understand everyone's concerns and act according to what has been agreed upon. But again, like I said, if you wipe out the leadership of Iran, you also put these other groups that are out here, they're on their own. Who's controlling them? And if Iran goes, listen, we have no contact with those people, and you know we have no contact with these people because you destroyed that ability. Now, if you let us reach out to those people and send envoys over there to sit down with them and go, this is what the deal is, fellas, then you must allow us to do that. And we don't want Lebanon blown up. We don't want Yemen blown up. So you're going to have to let us get there to get them on board. And that's not too big of an ask. Or so far-fetched. And if we're saying that we've destroyed the regime, we have destroyed their capability, their command and control, you're going to have renegades out there. You're going to have renegades. So, with that, I'm going to end today's show, 32 minutes into it. I appreciate all the comments that you give. I'm going to try to start scheduling my shows at a particular time, at least the live, because this is also going out live at this moment. And it's 10:58 right now, Eastern Standard Time. So I'm going to start looking at a way for me to start doing these shows at like 10 in the morning in the future. And I'll have a whole schedule listed. And I'll change my websites and stuff to accommodate that. And then that way, if there's people that want to go on and look, and if there's people that don't want to look, well, we got our jet fighters flying around here. The other thing is I might do a live show at night, like after 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. and see how that works. Might do a little of both. Gotta see how it all works. All right. I appreciate everyone that's been here. I appreciate all the comments. Whichever position you want to take, I'm fine with, and I will answer it. And I don't mind criticism. I don't mind when you point out something. Hey, you're wrong here. This is, you said this and this is, that's fine. And I will acknowledge that. So, as I always say, please give to a charity if you can. Just check out that charity. Make sure they're a bona fide charity. Don't become a victim trying to help victims. If you're not comfortable with that, please look at local food banks. They all need help. They all need food. They also need monetary contributions so they could address immediate needs. And you help people locally. Don't judge it. Some of those people got themselves into those situations. I get it. But if there's children involved, those children didn't, they just get carried down the stream with the parent. Look at it that way. Say a prayer. Prayer does work. Can't stress that enough. Prayer does work. And don't let any Democrat tell you anything different. And if you want to know why I say that, if you made it this long, I'll gladly tell you in a comment. So, with that, I thank everyone. Peace. Peace and love. Peace and love. And I'm going to fade to black.